Hi and welcome to yet another video in my Zenler series. This is number 9. I'm going to go to number 10 and I'll see then how I go. Number 9 is going to be all about other tools and other software that I use to run my online business, my new online business, because it is still new. I have made money at it already, which I know is I'm very lucky, but it's still in its infancy. And if you do want to follow me, just log on to ibizdad.com and you can get on my email list there and I will send you updates on how I'm getting on. So the main platform I'm using is Zenler. That gives me, as I've been explaining to you in the previous videos, a whole lot. It gives me a whole lot. Course creation, marketing, email automation, page designer, a community if I want it, and going live to platforms like YouTube and Facebook, all from within Zenler, the platform. But you cannot survive on Zenler alone. There are other softwares and there are other needs you will have, and I'm going to run through the top platforms that I use at the moment and give you an idea of what I'm using. I'm still, I suppose, testing these out, and actually I'm just after realizing I'm after forgetting the one that I'm using right now, but I'll get to it at the end. So let's take a look first of all at a platform called Dscript. And what Dscript does is it's a bit of an all-in-one as well for what it does. It does screen recording, which is what I'm doing now, even though I'm not using Dscript for this screen recording. I'll tell you what I'm using at the end. It does transcription, and this is very big because if I make a video, if I transcribe the video, I can turn it into a blog post. And the theory now is that the more places you have your information and the more places you have your videos or blog posts or whatever, the more you can spread yourself around, the better, and the more people that are going to see it. Remote recording, you can also make podcasts, edit videos, overdub, filler word removal. I could do with that because I go a good bit and I use a good few filler words. So it would be helpful for me from that point of view. Collaboration, publishing, audiograms, which I've done a few audiograms, but not a lot, and subtitles. So it does all this within the one platform, Dscript. So it's impressive. There is no doubt. It's a very unusual way of editing if you look at it for the first time. But once you do a little bit in it, it's very, very good, and it's easy to use. You edit audio actually by editing the words, by editing the script. It's very hard for me to describe it here. You can get a free trial of this. So if this interests you, and just by looking at it now, you are interested in it, just log on to Dscript and you will get a free trial. I don't know, I should, I suppose, by right, which I haven't done, have an affiliate link for all these products, but I haven't done so as yet. Maybe if I get interest in them, if people want to see more, I might register for the affiliate versions of these and put in affiliate links and do a more detailed video, or I may not, I'm not sure. I've tinkered with Dscript quite a bit over the last month or so, and I find it nice, I find it good. The only thing that put me off was the pricing is of course it's tiered, but to get all the bells and whistles, you have to go up to one of the higher tiers. So it probably will make it maybe cost prohibitive for somebody starting off. But if you have a big budget and plenty of money to spend starting off, it's definitely worth having a look at, and a very good tool. Now, this is another tool here, and this is a tool that I have spent money on myself. This is a tool that I have signed up for the paid version of. A huge amount of people use the free version, and you get a whole lot. You do get a whole lot of the free version of Canva. This is the next tool I'm talking about. And Canva is for creating graphics. And if I just click here, actually, you will see one of the graphics that I created for one of my videos. So you can create This is part of a presentation actually, but it became the thumbnail for the video as well. So thumbnails, presentations, as you can see here, if I run through, this is one of my earlier videos that I created. So I create all my presentations within Canva. You can screen record now, to the best of my knowledge, within Canva, even though it's only in beta, so I think it might be a little bit buggy at the moment. But Canva and a lot of these softwares are now starting to expand, a bit like Zenler. A lot of these softwares now are trying to offer a huge variety of different services so that you are going to stay on their platform and not move around. So for Canva, you can create templates for Instagram, Facebook, business cards, logos, marketing, ebooks, YouTube intros. They do video now as well, so you can do your YouTube intros or make video advertisements. I'm not going to go any more into Canva because you can do 101 different things with Canva. The limit with Canva is going to be your imagination. I even edited photos with Canva last week, because if you're used to using Photoshop and programs like that, brilliant, but I would have little to no knowledge on that type of program, whereas Canva fills a gap there for me. It's very, very easy to use. There isn't a huge learning curve, and you can do a whole lot with it. So Canva, well worth a look, and probably one of the best packages that I have used outside of Zenler. Next one up is for keyword research, which is very important. Even though I struggle a bit with it myself, I must be honest. The idea is that you use keywords in your titles and in your content that are words that people on the internet are searching on your topic. And one of the easiest ones and one of the free ones that I found very good was by this guy, Neil Patel, who's a very famous marketer, called Uber Suggest. I was using the free version of this for quite a while. You can also look at your competition on this, by the way, which I found very handy. You can look at websites who are competing with you and see how many views they are getting and where they're getting the views from, and the keywords that people are using to find them, and you then in turn can use those keywords and compete quite easily with your competition. I got a one-off price. I think it was just under $200 for a lifetime membership to Uber Suggest, which was great value at the time. I'm not sure if it's still there or not, so investigate. And again, I'm not an affiliate. I don't think Uber Suggest have an affiliate program. But Uber Suggest, very easy to use. There are lots of these, by the way, keyword research tools. They tend to be on the expensive side. I like the idea of paying a one-off fee and then using it when and where I want myself. So that's what I did with Uber Suggest. I paid the one-off fee and I use it quite regularly. TubeBuddy is one I'm getting into. I won't say, again, because of time, and all these things take time. It's what I'm finding, and maybe you're finding it too. And I find that the likes of me anyway, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there like me, will get to a decent level of knowing how these platforms work, but not really to an expert level. The people who make most of the YouTube videos do take it to an expert level. I don't know, is there any great need? I think if you use these softwares to where they're helping you and benefiting you to the max, that's enough. So TubeBuddy, I am going to sign up for a paid version of this shortly. And from what I read and see about it and watched YouTube videos on it myself, it's good for promoting your YouTube channel and getting it out there. And that's where I am at the moment. That's what I want to do, not alone my website, but the YouTube channel as well. Or channels, I have multiple channels. So TubeBuddy comes highly recommended, and I'll do a video on how I'm getting on with it in the next couple of weeks or months. Next up, for anybody interested in launching a podcast, I have a number of podcasts in the works. One is live, that's for the past first time. So if you look up any of your podcast apps and search for Past First Time, you'll see my podcast. My podcast is produced on Anchor, and so far, I love Anchor. I find Anchor great. A lot of established podcasters seem to talk negatively about Anchor, and maybe there are some negatives. I don't really know. But from a user point of view, I find it absolutely brilliant. Very easy to use, very free. There is no hidden costs or anything like that. It is owned by Spotify, so the rep is very, very good. The reliability is excellent. I've had no difficulties with Anchor. I use Anchor and I record my podcast with my phone. So I just record the podcast directly into the phone, into Anchor, and I upload it immediately. I don't edit or anything like that, which is probably not the right way to do it. But I really do very little editing even on my videos, which I suppose means that they're a little rough around the edges in places, but it also means that I can get a lot more done in a faster amount of time. So there are pros and cons to it, and a lot of people would say you should edit out all the as, etc. I do a small bit of editing on my videos, but none on the podcast. And it means I get it all done in one take, and that's it. Podcast done for the week on Anchor, and it's free. So well worth checking out if you're starting off and want to start a podcast, and maybe then after a while, if it's going well, you can move on to one of the other platforms if you wish. From there we go to advertising. And advertising, some people don't want to spend any money on advertising and want to do everything organically, and that's absolutely fine. For me, I do a little of both, mostly organic. But I did try a bit of Google Ads, and the results were okay. The core sales paid for the ads, so I broke even on them. At the moment, I'm in the middle of a YouTube ads campaign, and it's the discovery ads I'm using, or I'm testing, I suppose, for a start. They're the ads in the top right-hand corner of YouTube. So far, it seems good enough. Haven't got the sales maybe as yet, but the impressions and the clicks seem to be decent for the amount of money I'm spending. The YouTube pricing is good value as opposed to Facebook. I've used Facebook as well, and I'm going to use Instagram ads in the next couple of weeks. The results on Facebook were good enough, considering maybe Facebook wouldn't contain my exact target market, but I found the results good. So Google Ads broke even for me so far, but it's very early days. YouTube ads looking promising. Facebook ads did reasonably well and made a profit. And Instagram, I'll find out about over the next couple of weeks when I have a go at it. And I'm not sure where I'll go with that after the advertising. I'll keep it to those for now. And maybe if one of the platforms absolutely exceeds my expectations and is really, really good, I might stick with that for the long term. So they are the main tools that I use outside of Zenler. And there's one more, and I must look it up now because what I'm recording this on at the moment is called ScreenFlow. There it is. How could I have forgotten ScreenFlow? So ScreenFlow is, would you believe it's an app I've had on my, you can get in the App Store, you can buy it on their website. I've had it on my computer for a long, long time, and I made attempts to use it over the years, and for one reason or another, I didn't continue on with using it. And when I was starting this project, my I suppose this is the definitive online project. This will either work or it won't. And this could be the difference between staying online or maybe stopping my escapades. But again, to follow me, ibizdad.com, and you can follow the journey or subscribe to the YouTube channel as well, please. It would be great. But ScreenFlow, I must admit, I'm finding really good. And not alone am I editing video with it. I've edited a bit of audio with it. You can do that. And if you were doing maybe longer, more intricate podcasts, you could use ScreenFlow. And I find the editing process very easy. Now, I'm thinking on the go here. When I recorded my course, I did not use ScreenFlow to edit my online course. I used LumaFusion. I may have mentioned this in the past. LumaFusion on my iPad. Now, the new version of the new what's it called? I forget the new update on the Apple operating system. Anyway, I'll think of it after. I'll put it in actually, because in ScreenFlow you can put in captions and everything. So I'll put in the captions the name of the upgrade. Some of the apps that would only work previously on your phone or on your iPad will now work on the new Macs as well, the M1 Macs. And I'm getting one of those because what I'm recording on this is a 2013 iMac, which has seen better days, but it's still working quite well. A bit slow, but still working okay. But I'm treating myself to one of the new Apple Macs, and I'll make a video on my experiences with that. But ScreenFlow is what I'm using now. LumaFusion is what I did use. If I was doing maybe more intricate projects, I would use LumaFusion again, without a doubt, especially if I can use LumaFusion on my new MacBook Air. I think that might be another reason to go back to using LumaFusion. What I found about using LumaFusion on the iPad is the speed at which everything loads, at which the edit takes place, at which you can upload your videos to YouTube or wherever you load them, is increased in comparison to my editing and my uploading on ScreenFlow. Now, this might have a bit to do with the iMac being slower than the iPad as well, but the speed on the iPads was brilliant. I was using an iPad Pro, 10.5 inch iPad Pro. So, ScreenFlow though, I'm enjoying the experience at the moment, and I'll let you know. I'll make maybe individual videos on all of those. Yeah, that's a good idea, isn't it? On all of those products over the next couple of weeks. The only reason that I'm slow to make those videos is that I would be far from an expert in them. I can get by, and I can, I suppose, use most of the essential parts of the likes of ScreenFlow that I need to use, but I'm far from an expert. But maybe just getting by is good enough, and as time goes on, the expertise will improve. One more that comes to mind is Loom, and I use Loom quite a bit. Let me just get Loom up. How did I forget Loom as well? So Loom is for video messaging, for recording screencasts, I suppose you'd call them. And the difference with Loom, well, you can do it in ScreenFlow as well, I just don't tend to, is with Loom. Can I get to the site again? I seem to have, because I'm registered with Zoom or Loom, let me see, I'm getting this is what I'm looking for. I was getting my logged in version. So it's a screen recording app, and it makes screen recording very easy, and you can also record your head, like in the circle here down in the corner of the video. It's very quick. It's all online, and I used it for emailing, we'll say, Zenler support when I had a few questions, or any support. I record a quick Loom video and show the problems I'm having on my screen. It is brilliant for that. In theory, you could use it for a video course quite easily if you wanted. Here it says use cases, team alignment, sales, engineering, design, marketing, product management, and support. And again, with all of these, just check it out for yourselves. Go through the facilities. Loom is free to use. There is a paid version, which is very cheap. It is free to use. I must say, I did find it a small bit buggy and slow in recent weeks. I'm not sure, is that my computer or Loom itself? But they're offering transcription now, by the way, as well. And if you have to record little, we'll say, instructional videos or little videos that are going to bring your team up to date, Loom is brilliant. It is fantastic for that. So check it out for yourselves. Just another addition. There's bound to be more that I forgot that I'll put in future videos. But those couple of tools, I find them great. If any of them are new to you and you haven't tested them out, it's quite simple. Don't take my word for it. Have a go yourselves, test them out, and see how you get on. That's it for video number 9. I didn't mention Zenler hardly at all today. Let me go back to Zenler. Zenler, if you want an invite, there is one in the description below. That's my affiliate link. Please click it and check out Zenler for absolutely free. It is well worth checking out. It's the whole reason I'm making all these videos. Check it out for yourselves. Absolutely brilliant. There's an example of one of the Zoom live webinars. Check it out. Brilliant. Zenler. And you can add on all of the extra products I showed you today as well, then, just to make everything complete. And if anybody has any other product that they feel that I've missed, by the way, that would be very handy for what we're talking about, please put it in the description below, because I'd love to either hear about new or different products that might be better, or hear how you got on with the products that I have just introduced you to, or that we have just been talking about. That's it. I'll talk to you again in video number 10.